match. That's why we're here on a Thursday. But it's still lovely you're all here because we have an amazing game. Some lovely faces you'll probably recognize. We have PSR versus Unholy. It's going to be an exciting match. We have, I believe, we're starting off with a very, very interesting killer. We're starting off with Pyramid Head, which I've cast one time before, so it's going to be funny. We'll see how it goes, but luckily I don't have to do it by myself. I have my lovely co-caster with me here. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Center. Yeah, we're loading into the Pyramid headset right now. Heading in on the records yard, this is Georgie from Team PSR on the killer. And on the survivor end, we have Unholy, Alice, Smished, Bran, and Anna. And we're already heading straight into the middle of the map towards the 9 side, deep 9 pocket into the corrupt, and we don't see any survivors quite yet, but I'm sure we will soon.
Yeah, I'm already instantly seeing some interesting tech. He's okay. Well, that is a super early hit to start off with, but I was going to talk about him instantly using power on the shack window because he knows that's a location where survivors are almost always going to loop. So he wants to make sure they get infected if they loop shack, but it's not even going to matter right now. We get an almost instant first tag. I mean, this pallet on 6, it's strong against other killers, but on this killer, you just kind of get zoned and you can't play for the vault because he just hits you after the vault. So Alice rightfully tries to send it, but just at the wrong time, and will be taking down Georgie quite early on, who is not just gonna, I think, just look around the map a little bit. I don't think the survivors had that much time to cross, sadly, but should hopefully have some progress.
Yeah, Georgie seemed to think they didn't have very much done progress. They didn't choose to hook on a scourge hook. I actually had 3 scourge hooks within reach and chose to hook on a regular hook. So confidence in that very little gen progress given that very, very fast down, and I think he's right to do so, to be honest. We're looking around for any survivors working on generators. I do hear a bit of progress on that generator at 1, but we're not going to be checking it out quite yet. Maybe looking for the rotation, just pressuring out a little bit. There probably might be somebody rotating given how fast of a down that was, but they could easily just be splitting 3 different gens. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Alice is reaching, getting close to the second stage already, and we're not popping any gens. We do actually see one survivor close by for the pull, but I mean, the killer's not gonna let it come out for free. I think can still trade even with Pyramid Head's power, but it's kind of a bad time to be trading right now. The old gens have popped. I mean, we're just getting progress on all the gens that are far away. We have kind of a couple gens nearby here, but it's not like it's a hard free gen which we're hooked in, so Team Unholy is just going to be happy with letting Alice go second stage for now. Maybe setting up for a good pull where they can get a heal or maybe an FTP or something. Gens are finally popping now though, and Georgie's still looking around, but we do get the pull for free, luckily. Manage to sneak in, and they do get the FTP off, just like expected. That's hopefully gonna make sure Alice lasts a bit long, but we are already on her trail.
Yeah, oh, a first hit coming through very, very fast. That pallet dropped on the wrong side, unfortunately, and we're heading into the map towards the shack pallet. I hope somebody's there to drop it for her because she does not make that pallet if she drops it herself, but a very, very good firecracker coming through from our Nia player there. Makes it around the shack once again and actually makes it back towards the shack pallet, trying a little bit of a mind game here. And it actually kind of worked. I think Georgie caught her a bit off guard and is going to be using that power to zone. And there is the down. And yeah, like you said, we had the FTP player rotating in for the pull. We only saw 2 gens pop, so I'm going to assume that they were rotating pretty much that entire first hook stage just to safely get that FTP off on the second hook stage. But I mean, the gen progress, we're at 3 gens with 1 survivor dead. This is looking really, really good for our Pyramid Head already.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we did still have that pain res available for us, which is helping us quite a bit as we head into this 3v1. Um, I mean, these other perks are also just kind of built for 3v1. I mean, we still have so much gen regression. We have Agi, so no matter what the survivors do, we're going to be able to get a favorable hook position either way. See a couple of scratch marks here around 10. Survivor trying to send it to the right side of the map presumably as soon as they can. We do still have the shack pallet, but would be infected if you try to play around it. This is actually the injured survivor. This is a good find. In kind of dead zone, this pallet probably won't offer too much safety. They are just obviously choosing to pre-drop it. But, I mean, Georgie looks confident on the Pyramid Head. We're just zoning. We're just getting them to edge 1. We're getting the down. Oh! Got almost a bit of a crazy pathing. No, okay, we do still get the M1. Eruption. Let's see if any cards were hit by that. I don't think so. The slug on Pyramid Head, even when they were affected, because Georgie knew they were going to be trying to pop this gen, and they just barely get it. That's very unfortunate.
bit surprising to me, to be honest, that chose to take that trail at the very last second. He went down for it anyways, and now he doesn't. I mean, FTP second wind, a very, very common combo. I would not be surprised if he has it, and if he did have it, he wouldn't get it off. And oh my goodness, Georgie, that was a fantastic hit across the pallet. It actually zoned Anna deep into the corner, and now she has the die corner because of that hit. So very impressive shot, to be honest. But that is the third fresh hook, the fifth hook stage overall. We saw Merged get unhooked in the meantime, probably from that person who popped the generator over at 10, Fren. And we do get a pain res off for this. We're going to be hooking on the hill here. Yeah, Georgie just getting a lot of momentum. We are at one generator though, so I mean, yes, there was a very, very good start, but the survivors have also been doing a great job with the gen pressure, managing to get to one gen with the 5 hook stages we've acquired.
I'm honestly kind of surprised by the gen pressure. I'm really glad they're still keeping up. Something funny I thought to notice that even if you're reaching all the way across the map with your chase, if you're infected, you actually get sent back into the free gen if he cages you. So that's kind of funny. If you get back in time to the cage, you can camp both that survivor and the free gen. But right now, George is doing just an amazing job again with these powers. Mir's gonna be going down. Hopefully, Fran does unlock in time, but we are just gonna be choosing to pick this, of course, since we're right next to our important free gen. We even get a pain res just to make sure all of the gens are back to 0. Mir is already on the second stage. Really unfortunate. Probably gonna be able to cut off these survivors. I mean, know where both of them are. We're not gonna let them get back to the hook for free at all. See the healthy survivor going top. More committed and committing on. We are just gonna cut them off.
Yeah, it looks like both survivors kind of splitting off in different directions. Georgie not totally sure which survivor he wants to chase yet. Honestly doesn't have to commit to either one. We know that there's no gen progress. We just saw both of them at the hill, and we know there's no possible way they could be working on a generator. That's high progress at least, and especially with this great info that Georgie has right now, like there is not really any reason to not camp this out, right? We see the survivor rotating for the hook from 8 edge. Probably actually going to be getting it. That's going to be a trade though, unfortunately, for Fran. And there is the second win finally coming through from Merch. Georgie likely going to be trying to get that men state at least before Merch gets the second wind off, just to oh, is that a light? That actually might have saved him his second wind. We'll have to see.
Life was so important. I mean, Georgie didn't even want to go for the men's stage because they were confident they were going to be able to get the kill in between 10 and 20 seconds, which is, of course, the time frame you have between borrowed time and second wind healing them. And oh, we get the 2-tap! It doesn't even matter that they're 2 health states. We don't make anywhere, and now both of the remaining survivors are injured, and we don't really have any progress. I'm starting to think this is just kind of a doomed match. It's gonna end in a 4k1 this way. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a possibility that we have a high progress gen, given 2 survivors might have been stacking on it. And oh my god, Georgie, once again with the snipe. And yeah, that bit I said about the gen being high, it is a bit high. They were doubling, but we are not gonna be getting that generator done. Georgie too fast on the M2s, too quick with it, and another great shot to end off the game. Both survivors on the ground now. And yeah, we're just gonna be picking here. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over. We have a 4k1, a very, very solid result for PSR to match. Not impossible though. I have seen Pyramid Heads get some pretty crazy results, but it is a difficult one. So we'll have to see Unholy on the killer in the next match while we just go around and pick up our slugs.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Georgie just kind of played this to perfection. He got a really early down, and he just completely capitalized off of it. He made sure no one can get the pull in time, and even after the pull came in, he made sure he just kind of two-tapped them. He was just really confident in chase mostly. I feel like macro-wise, we didn't even have to do that much because there's not much the survivors could have done. Actually, funny to note, Georgie's a P100 executioner, so we can definitely tell why they picked this set. They just know they're confident in this. They've probably scrimmed it a lot more than most other teams, so it would make sense they picked this killer. But hopefully, Unholy on the killer side is going to be able to bring up also a good result. I hope they've practiced for it. I hope they can show us what they can do. But before we see that, we're just going to go on a small intermission while we set up that match. So we will see you in just a couple of minutes.
PSR now against the killer of Unholy, Olivia. That's Swingblade, Georgie, Alexi, and Dynamillion on the survivor side, and we're already looking for a survivor towards the 3 side of the map, maybe going over to 12, and I don't see anyone quite yet, but I would not be surprised if Olivia finds somebody soon.
I'm seeing a quite a similar perk build from Olivia right here. The only thing is we swapped Pop Goes the Weasel for Agitation, which, Agitation makes a lot of sense on this map, but I mean, whenever you're allowed to pop Eruption, it also makes a lot of sense. Great mind game from Olivia coming out there. I don't think that was life on Alexi, but they do still make some distance after the vault. They're going to be able to take this chase all the way to Deep 3, which is kind of the corrupt area, but we have a Burger King towel, sadly, so don't know how much longer they'll be able to last. We also don't have a Paladon free, and Olivia correctly zoning them from this quite strong Paladon 4, which will result in, I'm gonna say, an equally fast down as the last game. I'm quite happy with that. This is definitely the start you needed to get that 4K1 tie condition, or potentially even 4K2 win condition. Definitely gonna be looking if there's anyone here stealthing. Maybe someone who's ready for a sneaky FTP early on, which could endanger our plans a little bit, but not finding anyone just yet.
Yeah, Lexi, I mean, the only difference here is we chose to hook on a pain res this time. I remember the last game we did not hook on a pain res hook, so any gen pressure they would have had is a bit stunted now. We do see Dynamelon, I believe, on this generator heading off, and another survivor rotating in for the hook while we get that kickoff, so a very good rotation there by the survivors. So, I mean, this time the survivor probably will not go second. We see Swingblade with the FTP immediately off of first hook, and I actually do believe that was Lythe the first time. Alexi has some windows here to vault, maybe to get that Lythe off. We actually heard the loud noise notification on the killer end from Alexi vaulting the window, and yeah, there's the injured survivor now in the deep pocket 3. Our tunnel out is in the clear.
I mean, this is really well played. She just waited to perfectly use life, and now we don't have any tunnel outs. We will just get a free down onto Swingblade here, though. We actually did have this pallet on free. I didn't see that earlier, but it is kind of the pallet that always gets zoned. The killer just could break it and kind of die anyways. I mean, I think PSR is very happy with this the state of the game. I mean, they have 3 healthy survivors, 2 different survivors with 1 hook stage, but we've also already eaten through 2 different pain wrist hooks, so I feel like we're definitely kind of happy here. There's not really any major free gens on the right side of the map. I mean, there's always kind of a free gen in the pockets, but it's definitely something they can work with, especially as long as they stay in the 4v1, which is what they're playing for right now.
And there is a very, very high progress gen here. We're going to take our pop here. Taking our pop and possibly going back towards that deep 3 hook, maybe to try to make the pull a little bit difficult for the survivors. Yeah, it looks like Olivia kind of wants to go that direction. Not too sure if we're going to stay on the Laurie Strode or not. And oh my goodness, Georgie gets hit by that very, very good shot from Olivia. Kind of a taste of his own medicine there. He had some pretty good shots the last game too. And we're just going to be dying edge map. That means the pull is free for now. And yeah, there is Swingblade coming off the hook. No broken from FTP. That is going to be second wind on Swingblade 7. So we're going to see a heal come through on them in a moment. And we see the eruption aura as well from the gen that we kicked earlier.
And I mean, the second one is just gonna be such a in for Olivia. I mean, again, 3 healthy survivors, and again, no one who is a tunnel out, but we are still in 4 generators remaining, so I'm not really sure who to root for at this point. I mean, I think we have some progress spread around a couple of generators, but it's not anything crazy. And we are actually finding one of our quote-unquote tunnel outs here, which, if we get this down early, that could be really, really important. Anuk has already come through, and we're just gonna commit on this TL. Nice mind game should result in the down, and they're infected as well, so we could either just choose to... Okay, we're not gonna be caging them right now. It might be a little better, especially on wreckers. Saving that infection could be quite important, because if survivors start trying to die on pallets, on wreckers, it could always be a pain, especially since Team PSR is doing such a good job at keeping multiple survivors healthy. There's not much you can do against pallet saves, but keeping them infected on death hook means you can just instantly kill them anytime you want. And I think we are definitely going to be playing for it. Maybe even letting them just die on second stage here. I mean, we have this generator that's high progress on 10. We're kind of camping that. We're maybe going to go check this gen on 7 as well to see if there's much progress.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, also with the hook there, we get the pop, and we saw the pop come through on the generator at 11, and that's gonna be Swingblade rotating in once again for the unhook. Does not get it for free this time. Actually, might be choosing to just waste some time or not even hook in the first place. I'm not totally sure what the plan's going to be, but we'll have to see. Swingblade looks like they're just going to be leaving. Yeah, unfortunately, Alexi might be dying on this hook altogether, and there is a bit of a gen spread on this side of the map as well. It's not insanely close. Okay, well, I say that and they pop it, but we see a generator at Shack, we see a generator topside, and then there were a couple by the hook as well. So very, very good on the survivors to pop that generator that got erupted and popped earlier. So we also see the person who was working on this generator stalking or stealthing a little bit towards the TL, and I wonder if Olivia is going to commit. We'll have to see.
Yeah, PSR, I think, is definitely just in a pretty decent position, letting Alexi die on this hook. We only have one pain res hook remaining, and no one is death hook yet, so we're just gonna be able to play this 3v1 for quite a lot longer, and they've managed to put themselves in a position where they have an amazing gen spread. I mean, these gens are about as far apart as can possibly be, except for maybe the deep free gen. Yeah, they've done a great job. We're just going to be committing Dino Melon here, all the way 11. He's going to try to take it away from any progress gens. Yeah, we actually see they were stacking one, I believe. Meanwhile, Swingblade is doing a generator all the way on 7. Already super high progress. And Olivia has to lock in here, because any generator popping here would mean they're not going to be able to win the set anymore. And if both of these generators pop, they're going to just be losing the set altogether. I think Olivia was looking back at 7 there, maybe contemplating leaving, which... I mean, it might have been the right play, but now it's no longer in time. Oh, we get an amazing body block here onto Dino Melon. He's still going to be dropping the pallet, but he gets infected and tagged for it. And we don't really make much difference. We have this edge map pallet, but this pallet is so unsafe. Oh, we hear the footsteps, but just not in time. No, 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 no. That's definitely not... That is not a pallet drop that's going to work out, sadly. That was, maybe if you had 700 ping, that's not going to be working out. It doesn't matter though, because the last generator will be popping. PSR securing the win condition for the first set. I mean, honestly, it was quite close. If we were able to get this pain res onto Dynamelon, we could have also gone and erupted that last generator, and then we still had one injured survivor. So just a couple of seconds, and I feel like Olivia was maybe still in for it to get the Tycon, but now sadly we are stuck in the end game. I'm just going to be seeing how many stages PSR can drag out of the gates right now. We're going to be going for the pull. It gets cut off just a little bit. Survivor halving away very nicely. He's not going to try to trade or anything. He's too scared for that. Great patience by Olivia. Georgie is, of course, on the gate, though, and it's already open. Swingblade, I think, was just pathing towards that open gate, so they're both going to be leaving this. I mean, that's a pretty decent result for our killer still. I think that's going to be 8 stages, all freshes. That's definitely not something to be unhappy about. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Dynamelon dying on the hook, but unfortunately for Olivia, the result from the last game was a bit higher than we got this time, and I mean, I do agree with you. This is still a good result on the Pyramid Head Killer. And we see the same add-ons, by the way, that Georgie used in the last set. This is Speed of Punishment of the Damned, which I did not see at all before the Executioner got changed. I mean, of course, the add-ons themselves changed what they do, but yeah, fun to see these new add-ons come through with the new changes and stuff like that. And then, of course, Crimson Ceremony book that got added quite recently, but Mangled and Hemorrhage on the Pyramid Head M2 hits. And we'll have to see in the next set. I believe we have Wesker as a tiebreaker and Dracula in the next set. So stay tuned. We'll be right back for that one. Alright, everyone, welcome to the Dracula set. This is matchup 2 between PSR and Unholy, and Olivia from Unholy is on the killer once again in wolf form, already off to find some survivors in the corrupted area, and we do see Swingblade on the Kate at this 4-lane. Kind of one of the more unsafe 4-lanes here, and yeah, unfortunately for Swingblade does not win that pallet, and we are going to be getting a hit and sending it into the map. But I am back with Cinder. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, this is a bit of a scary start on the first chase. Come on, we actually have a filler here. I thought we were just gonna be stuck. Wait! I thought we would make that. I thought we were gonna be stuck on the main filler first, then I thought, no, we have a filler here we make, but no, we don't make anything. We just die. We just die to Olivia Dracula, who is, of course, running again, a pretty standard build. We have Agi Pop Eruption. This is definitely playing more for the free gens, in my opinion. A really strong build. Like, you can just keep hooking any survivors. You don't have to worry about pain reses. Like, you don't have to worry about who you're hooking exactly. Just spread as much pressure as you can the entire time. We're just going to be looking around for a savior. We normally do. Survivors are just spreading some generators further away. We have one survivor ready for the pull already. We have not found yet. We are just instead going to make sure we get our pop value before it runs out. Very important. And just instantly TPing back to main. This is very nice because we do know there is someone here for the pull, and we do not want to let them get that for free. I have, of course, this gen on main, the gen on 1, and gen on 11. This is a pretty... Even though they're not super close, it's a pretty scary free gen, because once these resources on the top side of the map have run out, there's really nothing you can do. Like, so cooked once these couple pallets are gone.
Yeah, we saw that in the first chase, huh? There was that one pallet and we didn't even make it to it because of the speed of the transformation. A very fast transform, and this is gonna be a camp to second. I believe Olivia knows exactly what's up. We do not want the survivor getting off the hook before they hit second stage. And there is the second stage coming through onto Swingblade. And a gen pops in the distance though. We are gonna be applying Eruption once again. Like you said, there's no pain res. I don't believe it's allowed on the Dracula set. And we're on Alexei now on the Zarina, and she does take a tag at that pallet gem. I think might be dropping that pallet. Yeah, there's the pallet drop, but we are gonna be going back to the hook. Just gonna try to secure this, I think.
I mean, yeah, we know one survivor popped a gen on 7 or 8, so he is, of course, going to be around here. We see a couple of scratch marks here, a little bit of progress. And make Olivia just check here a little bit longer to see if we can find anyone. Dynamax actually stealthed inside main. We have almost all of the survivors here ready for the pull. They're maybe looking for a little bit of a double unhook, or maybe they're just ready for the body blocks already. Really great dodge by Dino Melon coming out, giving them the free unhook. And we're just body blocking to give a little bit more distance to our tunnel out, who is also sprint burst, so we will be making the bottom side of the map. We have Dino Melon here, who was FTP earlier, we did see that. Are we gonna go for the FTP? We do get the FTP off and down onto Dino Melon, which means Swingblade is now healthy and gonna make Shack. Which, I mean, right now, it might look like we're giving a lot of health states kind of for free, but making sure this tunnel out lasts as long as possible and gets to the opposite side of the map is so important. Olivia, great mind game on the M2 though. Getting it. Wait, do we even reach Shack? We don't get to pre-drop it. The M2 comes up, but we don't drop the pallet.
I think that might be a down onto Swingblade. That is the elimination, and yeah, like you said, all of those health states coming through for the tunnel out. But the survivors know that once the tunnel out happens, once we're in a 3v1, this is a very, very dangerous set. Dracula in the 3v1 is lethal. They did manage to get to 2 generators and are going to be taking the heals now, and we do see Dino Melon and Alexei healing up over here, picking up Dino, and I think getting the heal in the process. I think that might be a down though on the Dino Melon, and I actually wonder if it is once again second wind and renewal, or second wind and for the people, excuse me. And there's Alexei with the balanced landing dropping off towards Shack, and I think as a result we're just gonna be taking the hook there. But yeah, very explosive couple of minutes there, and we do get the tunnel out for it, and Dino going back into the 3-gen with his hook.
Yeah, this hook on 12 is so important. We know that there's not really any progress on all of these generators because all the survivors are really busy doing a double pull, and then they had to heal a bunch of different health states mid-map. We saw that happening. But we are just instantly getting the unhook, and it is, as you talked about, the second win once again on FTP, which means very soon we're going to have all the survivors completely healthy again. Here, just a little bit of progress on this gen, but not enough for Olivia to prompt to kick it, because instead we're just going to mind game the bus pallet, which is sadly, of course, always the split bus now, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's a little bit of a funny wolf animation, but yeah, DVD actually removed all of the other buses, so now we almost always get this bus or a broken truck. I mean, that's just a little bit sad. I liked seeing the other buses. I liked seeing a shift tech for 2 minutes on an M1 killer. That's really fun.
So I think a bit of sarcasm detected there, but yeah,
No,
there's a
hey,
little
hey,
bit, a little
hey.
bit. And yeah, like I said, kind of. I mean, okay, I called it a 3-gen earlier, but it's a 3-gen for Dracula, let's be honest. It's not a 3-gen for many killers, but Dracula's mobility here, just able to get into all of these generators so easily, and Alexei hooked near 2 of them. Very, very close to the 2 of them, with the teleport on the window in main building, making it very, very accessible on the main. Um, and yeah, the hook time kind of getting guarded a little bit. Are we looking for a rotation maybe? I think maybe somebody spotted out at the bus, or maybe just searching around. I would not be surprised if they spotted out Feng Min and taking the tag now onto her. And Georgie not getting the pull. I wonder if Dino has to rotate, or if they're probably just going to be committing a gen here. Um, Playing for a 4K1 if possible, because rotating here is very dangerous, but we might see it come through. We'll have to see.
Well, this is so unfortunate. This is the second time a survivor's packed to this little funny rock on 5, expecting there to be a pallet, but there is none. Alexei, I'm pretty sure they actually hit second stage just before we got the unhook, which is really unfortunate. We were talking about Dynamelon just trying to stick that gen just a little bit too long. Maybe he didn't realize he had to go for the pull, but Olivia, of course, did such a great job on this chase on George. He's instantly getting them down. We do know there's going to be a bit of progress on the generators top, so we should probably aim to apply our pop and eruption on these generators. We know it's not main, so it's going to be 11. Oh, we're actually not injured. We're instead trying to look. Maybe we can find whichever survivor rotated to the gen. I mean, it's actually very low progress. I'm quite surprised. Yeah, Olivia is just going to be going back. We have 2 different injuries. We know the whereabouts of at least 2 survivors. We're just committing here on Shack. We'd actually get the reset. That definitely would not be possible without some healing perks, which luckily are allowed against Dracula, as Dracula is obviously seen as a bit of a stronger killer in terms of performance. They're just taking this chase all the way back to Shack, though, which has still been up this whole time.
Yeah, Shackpot getting dropped finally. There's Georgie on the chase, and I think we might be getting it down here. Like you said earlier, the split bus is not as strong as the I think it was called the fun bus with the infinite M1 vaults and stuff like that. So Georgie now having to play a 50-50 here on this dropped pallet, and does lose it eventually. Only can play so many 50-50s in a row, and we see the reset
Oh,
coming through from Alexei and Dino, very close by actually. I'm surprised they healed in the middle of the map there. But taking the hook now onto our 2 survivors, and Alexei most likely working on a gen top side now. Yeah, Georgia going back on the hook. We're not dead yet though. We do have a few more hook stages to go around. But this 3v1 just been a bit rough so far for the survivors, I think.
yeah, I mean, this is a rough position to be in. I'm not really sure why Dynamelon was so close by, but Olivia being able to see them with that third-person view on the dog was really, really nice. Just getting this tag just before the hook, just offering so much more pressure, and it actually led to Dynamelon instantly unhooking Georgie on the hook, which is just not what you want. I mean, their death hook, it's against the Dracula. You know Olivia knows how to place all of these tiles, so we're kind of just farming them and praying for the best. But you know, you never know. Maybe Georgie is going to pop off hard in this chase, which is something we absolutely need. I mean, we see last survivors are stacking main gen. They're trying to pop at least 1 more generator. Eruption being called. Georgie not going down yet, though. I think they dodged M2. Oh, the predict on the Hellfire! Olivia's insane. We're gonna be slugging this even though it's a death hook. Olivia realizes they're stacking it, does not want to let them pop this gen. If we get Dynamelon here, and we're just instantly gonna win it, but we don't find Dynamelon. We're instead gonna be on Alexei here. And yeah, this is just an M2 tag here. They're completely injured. They're completely dead zoned as well. There's not really much of anything here on 3 and 4. That's so unfortunate. We do get the pickup in time though, so hopefully the survivors are going to be able to split up as much as they can. Now they have to apply pressure on both. Okay, wait, I completely forgot Alexei was also death hook. Olivia's been putting so much pressure onto the serves. I thought we were going to get the split pressure on the unhook and on the gen that was 99, but it doesn't matter. And I mean, we just know where you are. We just know. We see your little cute Dwight outfit, and we also saw Georgie just a couple of seconds ago, so I'm assuming we'll be able to find them as well, especially since Wolfform offers a little bit of more extra like info, I think, with the orbs sometimes. But right now they have still managed to stealth a bit longer, actually.
Yeah, only one self reset perk allowed on this set that I've seen come out so far. At least I think was inner healing, which I think Alexi actually used earlier. So I don't think that these survivors have it remaining. And this is gonna be, oh, where is Georgie though? Georgie is hard stealthing. We are not able to find them, and maybe looking towards the main gen. Maybe thinking that they're trying to finish out that main, but I think Georgie just playing safe, playing slow, trying not to get found here. And I don't know where. Yeah, Georgie not in sight at all, doing a very, very good job of staying out of sight. Dynamo and getting picked up as well. So both survivors on their feet, and they were in this area. We do know that Georgie did get the pickup. Breakable is not on this set, and this is going to be a tag coming through once again on our Fungmin. Dino Melon probably booking it towards that engine as we speak. We'll have to see. But yeah, Georgie doing a good job. We'll just have to. I mean, this whole game rests on Georgie's shoulders, how long he can last, and I think he might be going down now.
I mean, yeah, there's not much you can do here. Dracula can just kind of play. I mean, actually, kind of plays like a pyramid head there, just holding M2, waiting for you to vault, and if you don't vault, he gets the body block. There's just nothing to do. I think we saw a little bit of blood from Dino Melon, but we did not track exactly where he went. Dino Melon doing a good job staying stealth there. Of course, crouching silences your grunts of pain a little bit. She's gonna make him just a little bit stealthier. But I can't lie. I feel like all of this is just sadly denying the inevitable of this 4K2 coming out. I mean, the gens are regressing. We're quite far away from the pickup. And even if you do get the pickup, you're just gonna stay injured and gonna stay in the 2v1 for eternity.
Yeah. I mean, how many kits have been on the main generator? I think it's regressing as we speak, but we're gonna be looking around for Dynamount still, and I don't think that Matrix getting done. I know. I just don't, and we do spot him out, I believe. Gonna be using that light on the window, trying to make it towards his teammate though, and Dracula. I heard a bit of a swing on the window. I wonder what happened there, but we are heading straight towards Georgie. We actually do get the pickup for free, but this is going to be very, very dangerous for Georgie. I think Georgie's not got too much to work with. We do force locker though, so there is a bit of an upside there. Yeah, just a rough 3v1, man. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're actually slugging. Oh, make it end, please, Julia, make it end. I thought it was such a quick game. I mean, we had super fast chases. Wow, that Dwight is really quiet. Actually, I didn't hear him until we were pretty much on top of him. That's crazy. But okay, thank God, Olivia, great game sense, finding the Dwight here on 5, stealthing on this funny little rock, which will finally get us the 4K2 we very much deserve. Quite happy to see this.
Yeah, well played. We'll have to see PSR on the killer in the next set. They're gonna be swapping around, and Unholy on the serve end, and getting the Moray just to end off the game, thanks to those recent Moray changes. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll have to see if we go to the Wesker tiebreaker or if we stay at no tiebreaker with just the Dracula set to end it off.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here in the second match of the second set. We have, once again, Georgia on killer. We're seeing a bit of a different build. We're seeing Gift of Pain instead of, I believe, Agitation, which is, I mean, another perk that's really good for holding multiple gens. I mean, last game I talked about the perk build was definitely focused on holding a 3-gen and maybe a 4-gen, but right now, we have a bit of an issue with that, because we can't just hold 3-gens, we can't just hold 4-gens. We gotta hold a lot of gens. We need to play for a 4K3 as our win condition, which is an absolute mountain to climb. But Georgie is gonna try their absolute best. Behind the scenes, I was hearing a little bit of information, hearing that Georgie might be a little bit of a demon on the Dracula. And I mean, this first chase is coming out very fast, so I'm excited to see what Georgie has in store. What about you, Julia?
Yeah, we're dragging our survivor friend here over to a Scourge Hook, but it will not be a Pain Riz. Once again, not allowed on the set. That is going to be Gift of Pain coming through. We'll see it take place after friend gets unhooked. But we are going to be kicking some gens in the meantime. There's Pop Eruption going down on this generator over by the bus. Maybe heading back towards the top side, back to the... Oh, is this going to be an FTP? Yes, it is. An FTP from Olivia, and actually just choosing to completely leave that tunnel out there. Not tunneling at all, and Olivia gets the FTP for free. That's a merch taking chase now. I'm on the Kate, and we are heading towards the shack area. Are there any pallets back here, though? I don't actually see one.
Really great M2 coming from Georgie. Sadly, we do reach Shack, but we have a really strong add-on, which is gonna serve as a little bit of a bamboozle. And wait, we're trying to maybe greet Shack just a little bit too much. And yeah, we're gonna be going down. Crazy predict on the M2. That would have been insane if it hits. Yeah, I mean, here we're seeing the game plan from Georgie, which is something we absolutely need to play for. We cannot just waste time and go back to 12 and try to, you know, tunnel out the Survivor who has 2 hook stages again, because, or 2 health states again because of FTP. We just have to play for more pressure. We realized 2 generators on the bottom side of the map were highly pressured, they had a lot of progress, and instead of going back all the way top, we were just gonna commit someone on one of these 2 generators. We get our pop, we get our eruption, and we get Scourge hook on the Survivor who got unhooked. Oh my god, no. And this is against so much pressure. We're getting... I was gonna say we could get our 3rd fresh hook here, but instead we're just gonna leave them on the ground, leave the Survivors to waste a lot of time to go all the way back up to 12 to pick them up, heal all of his health states once again, and instead we might be going for a tunnel out here.
Maybe we'll have to see. There's no pallet in this gym over here. This actually is a tunnel out. We got hooked earlier, so this will be a 2nd stage under Fran if they go down here. And I actually really like the decision not to hook Olivia there. We do know that she was for the people, right? So very likely to have second wind as well. So all that pressure from the injury would have been lost. So slugging there I think is a good idea. And we are on the edge map now. This is a very unsafe area, but that does not hit. No, Georgie does not get that hit there. We are going to be getting the M2 on the edge map palette now. And I mean, the tunnel out did not happen earlier, but we are going to be trying to get some pressure now with a tunnel. And in the meantime, Merched is working gens slower because of Gift of Pain. So all part of the plan, I think, Cinder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of these perks just coming, doing their job so well. But Survivors are also doing their job very well. They're getting the resets. We're seeing multiple generators with quite high progress, so Jordan's going to be forced to apply Eruption onto all of these gens. And the problem is, if we try to unhook now, we probably just get a pretty early down for it, and this Eruption is just going to be absolutely devastating all these gens. And we already see the scratch marks going to the hookers. Might indicate we're unhooking quite early, but no. Olivia realizes this is not the time to unhook. We're instead going to be running away. We get a really nice dodge on this M2 here. The Hellfire is not going to be hitting. Creates jukes on the wolf form again. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Georgie is so precise on these wolf dashes. Maybe they already had a lot of practice earlier, like playing Wesker, and now they just swapped over to Dracula, because it definitely shows that they know what they're doing. They're very comfortable on the killer, and after getting this nice tag, we're just, of course, going to commit maybe to this death hook on Fran, but actually leaving this quite early. Maybe we're just expecting them to be cranking Jens on the opposite side of the map, which I think was a correct observation, because Fran will still be dying while we are on the other side of the map because of Bat Form, and we get it down! The gens don't pop because of Eruption just yet, and we're of course going to be slugging this. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. We had a 4k free win condition, and it's honestly looking like 4k4 or maybe 4k free is possible right now, Julia.
Very heads up play by Georgie to leave the hook when he did do. Just very correctly guessed that they are not going to be going for the unhook, just cranking generators for the Tycon at least, and they don't get the Tycon there because Georgie chose to leave the hook. So very well played, well thought out. Georgie's showing some experience here in the Dracula, and we go back to the slug, which just got picked up, so we know that both survivors in this area. If Olivia goes down here, we might just be juggling slugs for a minute here, Cinder. And this down as well through the pallet, unfortunately for Olivia. This is a bit of a snowball here.
I mean, we are just getting these pickup in time. I mean, we're playing it well. We're spreading out just enough so that Georgie cannot have everyone slugged at the same time. But, I mean, we're just stuck on these edge map fillers. They're so unsafe, especially against the wolf form. There's so little you can do. I mean, if it's not dropped, you die, because wolf has, I think, like 5% extra movement speed because of the blood orbs, and you just get movemented. And if you pre-drop it, you get destroyed by the M2, so it doesn't even matter. But luckily, Georgie is ending the slugfest by deciding to just hook Anna on this mid hook. Then we get getting pop and eruption on this super high progress gen, and we're hooking right on top of it. This is looking very dangerous. We're not going to be able to get the reset onto Olivia, because if we reset right around where we picked up. Of course, Georgie would be finding them right now, but we don't find anyone. We see both survivors have left. One survivor doing a generator. Mirch, I would assume, is going to be setting up for the pull. Yes, they are. Georgie just quickly checking other generators, so we don't see any progress on 8. We hear there's not that much progress on these middle gens and Jack either, so Georgie's looking very comfortable right now. I mean, able to pressure almost the entire map at the same time on Dracula is so insane. I mean, Anna's already nearing the second stage right now on Hook.
I think we're going to be camping her into the second stage, trying to force another hook stage out of the survivor team here. And I mean the generators. Oh, we spot the rotation actually. Georgie, or Merch here getting spotted out at this bus and taking the M2. I don't think that's gonna be even a an unhook here. We're just forced to leave, and we do see Zarina as well rotating for the pull. She was working on that generator there, I think, and this is just looking devastating for the survivors now. It was looking a bit dangerous, like you said earlier, but now it's looking actually really, really bad, and I think maybe just committing to this arena here, trying to get the down in some eruption states, trying to force her off of the generator. And I don't think any exhaustion perk can save her now, not even a 99 sprint burst, because we're in the corner of the map here, and there is the down. We're just going to be slugging once again. Olivia almost halfway bled out now. So no second wind coming through pretty much the entire game for her, as we have not been hooked, and Georgie just trying to find the reset now. I wonder if they're resetting. Yes, they are. They are resetting, and they get a pallet drop here, but a tag does come through as well.
That's so unfortunate. The only way you can kind of survive here is by getting at least one healthy survivor, but he was just barely able to find that reset in time. Got the injury again, and he just makes short work of this other chase. We're seeing a little bit of a funny tech coming out here, first shown by Zeno against the Spirit. Fixated champions on the same survivor. Gives you a lot of options against Batform Dracula, because you're able to kind of shine your light, call for Batman in the sky, while you make a lot less noise and walk away, but it's not gonna work out! Never mind, we last a little bit longer. I thought the bounce tech there was gonna work out, but the chase is just gonna last slightly longer. Window fake, doesn't matter, Georgie saw it coming, and we actually shoot over that. That is like the bare shortest ball you can still shoot over. Well,
Wow, what a well-played game by Georgie. That was a 4k4, and using his perks to his advantage too, getting the Gift of Pain, slowdown, the pop, eruption, corrupt, everything just coming through. And I mean, yeah, Lapis as well on this map, just a very, very deadly combo as we saw. But I really think the perks and the add-ons are not what did it for Georgie here. He had immaculate game sense and mechanics, and did a very, very good job, and just well played all around. So that's going to be 2-0 to PSR. We are not going into the Wesker set. Unfortunately for me, I did want to see a bit of a Wesker, but yeah, just going to wrap it up there. A bit of an odd middle of the day Thursday game, but we are going to have some more games this weekend, I think, Sintu, right?
oh yeah, absolutely. I think we have almost all of our teams playing again in the weekend. We have our first matchup somewhere. I will just check quite quickly. We have another matchup on Saturday, starting it off nice and early, and just completely packed with matches both Saturday and Sunday. So you will have more than enough comp DBD gameplay then. Hopefully, if we have enough staff, sadly, because a lot of people are busy, but we'll try to see what we can do, and hopefully we'll see you in the weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all the members in the back, all of our staff, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening.